Alright guys, what's going on? Welcome in. I'm just gonna cut right to the chase here. Let's not waste time. The Jets aced the draft. There's really no way around it. They did. Joe Douglas, this Jets organization, I could not be happier with the players that were selected by this football team. Okay, I think, honestly, if you would have presented this draft to me in mock draft fashion a day or two before the start of the NFL draft, and said, hey, how do you like it? I would have said, this is awesome, but I think it's too good to be true, right? 3 first-round picks, 3 top 10 players in this year's class, in Sauce Gardner, Garrett Wilson, and Jermaine Johnson. Are you kidding me? 4 day-one starters. I think Wilson, Sauce, Breece Hall, and Jermaine Johnson are going to be coming in, and they're immediately the best players at their specific positions. The only one that's kind of questionable, of course, is Jermaine Johnson, just because we don't know the status of Carl Lawson. Will he come back and look like the same player? So that's a little up in the air, but hey, Garrett Wilson, Breece Hall, Sauce Gardner, best on the team. Okay, and this was actually a great point made yesterday in the live stream. You know, the Jets landed the best corner in the draft, the best running back in the draft, arguably the best wide receiver, and the best edge in the class. That is mind-blowing to me. Because it's not like the Jets, yes, of course, we did have the 2 top 10 picks, but to come away with that haul at the top of the draft is absolutely insane. Another benefit here, we gave Zach Wilson the help that he needs. Garrett Wilson, Breece Hall, Jeremy Ruckert, and Max Mitchell all coming in on the offensive side of the football at big positions of need. I think we're going to be getting production in both the short and long term with all 4 of those players. The Jets upgraded defensively. It was the worst defense in football last season. We got the draft's best cornerback in Sauce Gardner, immediately the best cornerback on the football team. Douglas also addressed one of the most important and thinnest positions on the football team at edge with Jermaine Johnson. Okay, and then of course Michael Clemons from Texas A&M, a big physical, violent, aggressive player coming in from that Mike Elko defense as a later 4th round pick. I don't think we could ask for a better draft here. At the end of the day, Joe Douglas trusted his big board. Okay, he didn't panic, he didn't reach on anybody. He added major talent to major positions of need. He gave his young quarterback going into year 2 enough help at wide receiver, running back, tight end, and offensive line. That's not an exaggeration. Okay, he gave the worst defense in football some immediate day 1 impact guys. And by the way, Sauce Gardner has the potential in due time to be a top 5 cornerback in football. That's the expectation. That's the level, that's the ceiling from the 4th overall pick. Another thing that I feel like is relevant to talk about, another point that I feel like should be made, Joe Douglas didn't freak out and sell the farm to go land Deebo Samuel. Okay, of course, Deebo Samuel's a great player. He would come in, he would fit the system. He's a familiar face to the Jets coaching staff. But there was a fear in the back of my mind. I didn't want the Jets to go, trading away the 10th overall pick, a 3rd round pick, 5th round pick, maybe a futures pick, to go land a guy, and now all of a sudden, by the way, a guy that has had injuries in the past, we don't really know why he wants out of San Francisco. We don't really know if he wants to be as versatile moving forward. We are now signing that player to a $24, $25, $26 million contract, a mega deal, okay? I'm completely satisfied and content with the young players that the Jets walked away with from the NFL draft, okay? And by the way, all of these guys are on cheap deals. I would much rather be in this position than the Jets get Sauce at spot number 4, no Jermaine Johnson, no Garrett Wilson, no Breece Hall, maybe no Jeremy Ruckert. All those picks are in San Francisco, so we really lose the middle portion of the draft. Of course, we would have Deebo, but at the same time, from the points that we highlighted before, bunch of question marks, big money deal. I would much rather be in this spot. Okay, let's build through the draft. Let's build the core, build the foundation, and keep on pressing ahead. There's always going to be wide receivers available, right? Next offseason, free agency, the draft. There's always going to be opportunities to upgrade the team. Let's not sell the farm. I'm totally amped up, fired up, and I can't wait for next season. Okay, the last point I did want to make is in regards to Mekhi Becton. I think going Sauce at 4, Wilson at 10, trading up, and going with Jermaine Johnson at 26, and then again in the 2nd round, passing on offensive line. I do feel, I could be assuming things here, But I do feel like that is a positive sign for Mekhi Becton. There was tons of reports, hey, maybe the Jets, the size concerns, will he come back healthy, all that stuff. There was even a rumor before the draft that Mekhi Becton would never wear a Jets jersey ever again. Okay, I feel like if the Jets organization truly felt that way, Ekwonu would have been the pick at 4. Evan Neal would have been the pick at 4. They wouldn't pass on offensive line at 4, 10, they wouldn't trade back up to spot number 26, select Jermaine Johnson, pass on another offensive lineman if they didn't feel like Becton was in the long-term plans of the franchise. Okay, and also, you could even make that same argument in rounds 2 and 3. We see Joe Douglas seriously pass on offensive line the first 5 picks in this year's class. I think that does say that Mekhi Becton is safe for this season. Okay, so really, my only complaint about this draft class is that we didn't add a safety. Okay, but you know what? It's an easy fix. Jaquiski Tartt is out there on the free agency market. Obviously, Honey Badger as well. I do feel like Tartt is a little bit more realistic at this point. But you never know. We've seen crazy things happen this offseason. I do want to add one more safety to the team before the start of training camp and everything like that, before the Jets really start getting into the thick of it, with the offseason programs and everything like that. But I will say I was really impressed with what the Lions did, with what the Chiefs did, but specifically the Baltimore Ravens. Kyle Hamilton, Tyler Linderbaum, David Ajabo, Travis Jones, who else? Charlie Kohler, Daniel Falalele. The Ravens made out like bandits. Okay, crazy stuff. I definitely feel like the Jets and the Ravens completely aced this draft. Completely. Okay, so let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section. Where do you stand on this year's class? Who's your favorite prospect? That's another thing. I think right now my favorite player coming in is probably Breece Hall, just because I've been watching him. I've literally watched every game of Breece Hall for the last 2 years. So should be a lot of fun to dive into the comment section. Thanks so much for watching. I appreciate it. And as always, go Jets.